A team that I'm personally really excited for on draft night is the Golden State Warriors. I know it's a little shout out to our producer, Alex Wolves. They have the 7 and 14 pick, and they've got James Wiseman, and they've got a big contract in Andrew Wiggins. So they have the flexibility to make a lot of different types of moves for a guy that might help them, while Steph and Clay are still at star levels. Do you expect to see Golden State coming out and making a big move tomorrow night?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a serious possibility they're traders at this draft night. I mean, we said the same thing last year, and they stayed put and they made their pick. But I think it could happen this year. I think Ben Simmons entering the equation as someone who could potentially be traded. Talk about the Cavs guys. There's more room for trades this year than I think there were last year, and I think the Ben Simmons one is really interesting. I mean, is he going to be traded on draft night? Because it seems like the Sixers want to get him out of Philadelphia. So there's a lot of more storylines heading into this draft, in my opinion, especially with the guys, like I said, Simmons and the Cleveland players. So it's going to be really, really to keep our eyes open for what Golden State does with their pick, because it seems like they already have a lot of pieces once Curry comes back and Clay comes back and Wiggins is there. So they've got some guys, but they're always a question mark what they do, because it seems like they're so close once everyone gets healthy. So it's going to be really, really something we got to keep our eyes open for what they do with their pick.
Yeah, I think it's tough. I think that seeing Ben Simmons on the Warriors would be so exciting. It's just like a bigger Draymond Green, who has some of these qualities that a point guard has, but struggles, in the half court.
And the thing is, Curry can play off the ball pretty well, and so does Klay Thompson. I mean, Curry's not a ball dominant point guard like some are. I mean, how many times have we seen Curry come off a screen to hit a big three? I mean, he does that all the time. So Simmons really could work in that system, but it's just how much would they have to give up to get him, and it would definitely take their first round pick and more. And seeing what the Sixers want from Ben Simmons in a trade, it seems like a lot. So maybe the Golden State's not willing to trade that price, but we'll have to see on draft night, because it will involve the first round pick if they want Ben Simmons.
Yeah, I think to me that Simmons haul, whenever it happens, is going to be there. Like, I don't think they're giving up Ben Simmons for nothing. And I do think that the Warriors can offer an enticing package. I think a team that maybe makes a little bit more sense, and it's tough to think about because they're not far removed from a championship run, but it's the Toronto Raptors. I think that Pascal Siakam would be a phenomenal fit on the Warriors. It seems like Kyle Lowry is going to go elsewhere. They've got the 4 pick in the draft. That gives them the flexibility to kind of get another franchise guy. And then you package, let's say, the 7, the 14, Wiseman, and I'm not sure the specifics of his contract, but if you need to give them Wiggins to make the money work, I think that's a no-brainer for the Warriors.
Yeah, that's a great deal if they would want to make it. It's funny you say that the Raptors seem really close, because it was only 2 years ago and they were NBA champions and they were fighting for a playoff spot in the bubble. They made the playoffs and they were really a game 7 away from making it far in the Eastern Conference. So it's hard to see the Raptors walking away from Siakam right now. And if they get a guy like Jalen Suggs at 4, then that could really change the team's scoring. And with Nick Nurse still there, they have a good head coach. So I'm not sure if they're ready to walk away from Siakam, but if they do, it's going to take 7 and 14 from Golden State, in my opinion, and probably a player maybe like Wiggins. So if they do make that move, that immediately launches Golden State to probably the top of the Western Conference. And it's interesting because we could see Siakam, we could see Simmons, we could see a lot of people the Golden State ends up going after in draft night.